Hello, and welcome to another episode of Dispelling the Myths Surrounding Hypnosis that Hollywood has planted in your brain. One of the biggest questions that hypnotists and hypnotherapists are asked on a regular basis is who is in control? Can you make me do something while in a state of hypnosis that goes against my moral compass or violates some of my belief systems? Unequivocally, the answer is no. As a hypnotherapist, I cannot get you to do something that is outside of your moral compass. So today I'm going to share a story with you. It's going to be kind of like telling stories, story time. And this personal experience that I had back in the 90s that I'm going to share with you today serves as probably one of the best examples ever surrounding whether a hypnotist can influence you to do something that you don't want to do. So let's begin. Back in the 90s, my ex-husband was the DJ for a traveling hypnotist. So we went to hundreds, literally hundreds of stage hypnosis shows. So I had the pleasure as well as the opportunity of seeing hypnosis in action time and time and time and time again. But on this one particular night, it was more profound than any other night. And that's the night I'm going to share with you now. On this particular night, the hypnotist had everybody lined up on stage in various states of sleep and rest. They were all in a hypnotic state. They had already performed a little bit, and they were all up on the stage sitting in their chairs. Now, this is back in the day when smoking cigarettes was still permitted inside bars. And so the hypnotist told everybody up on stage that they were all smokers. And that when he counted to 3, they were all going to be having severe nic fits. They needed nicotine. They needed cigarettes right away. Oh my gosh, it was overwhelming. That feeling, that sensation, that need was overwhelming. 1, 2, 3, and he snapped his fingers. Everybody who was up on stage, except for one girl, jumped up out of their seats, went running off into the audience. It was actually kind of funny because it almost looked like scattering rats when the ship is sinking. But anyway, they went scattering off into the audience and picked up cigarettes off people's tables. In fact, some people actually took cigarettes from other people who had cigarettes lit. Other people nicely asked for a cigarette from somebody's pack. Other people just grabbed packs off people's tables and opened them up and lit cigarettes. But this one girl remained seated up on the stage. And the hypnotist walked over to her and said, "Aren't you having a nick fit? Don't you need a cigarette?" She goes, "Oh no, I don't smoke. My religion forbids it." Sleep. He put her back to sleep. Now, if that isn't proof enough, this story continues. But that in and of itself, the fact that out of approximately 12 participants, one of them, her religion forbade her from smoking. And she refused, despite the hypnotic state. And I can tell you, throughout the rest of the night, she performed beautifully. She was actually very hilarious. But on that particular one, she wasn't going to go get a cigarette. Taking this to the next stage, the hypnotist then says to everybody who's out in the audience who was up on stage a few minutes ago, "Come on back up on stage. Come on back up on stage. Bring your cigarettes with you. It's okay. Don't worry about it." And he gets everybody back up on stage and he tells them, "Oh, just go ahead, have a conversation with the person that's closest to you. Continue to smoke your cigarettes." Oh, and then he stops. And the hypnotist says, Oh, what's that I smell? What's that I smell? Oh my goodness. Can you guys see it? Oh my. I don't know. And he points at all of them and he says, "You guys are smoking marijuana cigarettes," snaps his fingers. Well, half the people that are up on the stage at that point immediately look at the cigarette, the tobacco cigarette that's in their hands, and they immediately drop it on the stage, step on it, and start going, "Not me. That wasn't mine." Okay. The other half of the people that were up on the stage took that marijuana cigarette, or sorry, took that cigarette, and they flipped it in their hands so that it appeared to be something else and began to smoke their cigarette in a different way. There is another example that despite the fact that the hypnotist told those people that those cigarettes were then changed into marijuana, half of those people were not marijuana smokers. It violated something within their being, within their belief systems. And they immediately put those cigarettes out and then began to act all innocent. But the funny bit, the really funny bit, is you now had 5 people up on stage walking around with their cigarettes. And all of a sudden, from a distance, now, of course, this was my ex-husband putting the music on. He put on sirens coming away from a distance, coming through the sound system. And the hypnotist says to the 5 people who are still up on the stage, "Oh my gosh, do you hear that? Do you hear that? The cops are coming. Oh my God, and you guys have marijuana in your hands." Well, 3 of the 5 immediately put them out. And they're standing there acting all innocent. It wasn't me. And 2 of the guys that are up on the stage continued and started laughing, saying, "Oh my God, man, the cops are coming. This is going to be funny." Okay. Again, this demonstrates that their core personality and their core belief systems come through during a hypnosis session. I'm not sure if there is any better example than the story that I just told you about that night back in the 90s that demonstrates the hypnotist cannot make you do something that is outside of your moral compass or your belief system. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. My name is Marnie, also known as Intuitive Butterfly, and I have more than 25 years experience in the space as a hypnotherapist, past life regressionist. I am also a psychic and a certified counselor. Please like and subscribe.